Hi everyone, this is Trinadh Reddy and welcome to Unacademy Live GATE. I have 18 years of teaching experience in the field of GATE and engineering services. I have been teaching analog electronic circuits, EDC, control systems and signals and systems. Here I would like to solve a problem on MOSFET amplifier circuits which was asked in previous GATE papers before briefing my course. Okay, see the question asked. Here in the circuit shown in the sense when MOSFET circuit is given, one MOSFET circuit is given like this, and it is they are asking us to find the gain of this MOSFET circuit. Some data is given in this question. So it is actually an active load. This PMOS transistors M1, M2, M3, this combination acts like an active load to this NMOS transistor. Okay, and they are asking us to find the gain of this circuit and see the data given. And the circuit shown the threshold voltages of PMOS and NMOS transistors are equal to 1 volt, and all transistors have the same output resistance RDS is equal to RDS of 6 mega ohm, and their process transconductances are given mu n C0 x and mu p C0 x. Aspect ratios are also given. Some specifications are given. Next, they are asking us to find the gain. How to find the gain of this circuit? So one thing you can observe, let us see Kn and Kp values. Here if I take Kn is equal to mu n C0 x into W by L of NMOS, its value is equal to 60 into 60 into 60 into 10 power minus 6 into aspect ratio of NMOS, it is 5, that is equal to 300 microampere per volt square. You can take. Similarly, if you take Kp, it is equal to mu p into C0 x into aspect ratio of PMOS, it is equal to 30 micro into 10. So its value is again equal to 300 microampere per volt square. Means both Kn and Kp are same. You can see that. Okay, keep this point in mind. Next, how to find the gain of this circuit? How to start this? Here I am assuming some numbers to this MOS transistors. Let me take this one as M1 and this one M2, M3 and M4 like this. This current I can take ID2, this current is ID1. ID2 should be equal to ID1. At the same time, M1 and M2 are identical. Both PMOS transistors have the same specifications. Identical MOSFETs with the same currents means their gate to source voltages and drain to source voltages should be same. As it is PMOS, I am writing source to gate voltage and source to drain voltages should be same. Means if I take this one VSG of 2 is equal to, it is a source terminal and it is a gate terminal, source to gate voltage of first transistor. I can take it. VSG2 should be equal to VSG1. And in which region they are operating in? Gate to source, sorry, gate to drain, it is shorted, means it is in saturation, and gate to drain, it is shorted, it is also in saturation. Both M1 and M2 are in saturation, with same gate to source voltages, means definitely the drain to source voltages are also same. I can take this voltage VSD of M2 is equal to VSD of M1. We can take it definitely, because you see this source to gate is equal to source to drain, source to gate is equal to source to drain. We can take it. So what we can write here is as ID2 is equal to ID1 and parameters are same, and hence definitely it's a VSG of second one should be equal to VSG of first one, and VSG is equal to VSD. The same thing I can take for M1 also. So means VSD2 is equal to VSD1. And how much it is? It is half of the power supply, because you see this loop equation, VDD is equal to VDS2 plus VDS1. So which is equal to the total power supply by 2. The total power supply is 4 by 2, it is 2 volts. We can take it. That is of course equal to or VSG2 is equal to VSG1. Keep this point in mind. Next, coming to M3, it is VSG3. I can write it, source to gate voltage. Now if you observe M2 and M3, VSG2 is equal to VSG3. Both sources are shorted, both gates are shorted. So as VSG2 is equal to VSG3 and identical transistors with same gate to source voltages, their currents also should be same. That means it is ID3. So implies I can write ID2 should be equal to ID3. Both should carry the same currents. And one more thing, if you take this one, whatever the current carried by M3, the same thing should carried by M4, which is NMOS transistor, doesn't matter, means that is of course equal to ID4. ID3 is equal to ID4. We can see this. These are the points we can see from its DC analysis. Here I am not using any AC parameters, just I am finding the currents here. Okay, keep it aside. Next point. And you see this, their currents are same, their process transconductance or transconductances are also same. And coming to the AC analysis, because we are our interest is to find the gain of the MOSFET circuit given. So we need to find the value of GM of M4. So GM is given by square root of 2 into ID4 into Kn. We can write it. ID is the current of NMOS transistor. It is of course is given by square root of 2 into ID4 and ID3 are same, and we observe that Kn is equal to Kp. We can write it. It is further written like 2ID into Kp is Gm, means Gm is can also be written like Kp into VSG of PMOS plus its threshold voltage. These are the different formulas we can use it. Gm is equal to square root of 2ID into K or K into VSG plus Vt. So here Kp, what is the value of Kp? It is 300 into 10 power minus 6 into VSGP. We have seen its value is 2 and threshold voltage of PMOS is 1. So that its value is 300 into 10 power minus 6 ampere per sorry, it is ampere per volt, yes, or mos, anything we can take it. You can just see the previous things. We have seen VSD or VSG is equal to 2 volts, and in the problem they have given the threshold voltage is 1 volt and K and Kp values are same. Based on the data only, we can easily write the value of Gm of M4. Okay, now let us take the small signal equivalent circuit of M4. How to write that one? Means in this circuit, you see, this is the source terminal, it is source, it is drain. Then what is the resistance looking into the drain of M3? Means that is RDS. So instead of M3, I am writing a resistance RDS, and M4 I am showing as it is. This is our V input. It is RDS of M3. It is a PMOS transistor M3. We can take it, and this is our output. Means here our M3 is acting like load resistor to M4. It is M4. Then what is the gain of this circuit? Gain AV is equal to V output by V input is equal to minus GM into RO, or GM4 into RO, where RO is equal to minus GM4 into what is its output resistance? RDS of NMOS parallel with RL, where RL is equal to RDS of PMOS. So it is equal to minus GM4 into RDS of NMOS parallel with RDS of PMOS. We can take. Further, if I substitute the values, AV is equal to minus GM is found to be 300 into 10 power minus 6 into RD is given as 6 mega. It is 6 mega parallel with 6 mega. RDS of PMOS or NMOS, it is given as 6 mega ohms. So finally 6 mega means 3 mega. So what is your final answer? 900. Mega and 10 power minus 6 both cancel. So this is our final answer. This is how we can solve this question. You can see this, how simple we can do it. The very first point you need to observe is from the given data Kn is equal to Kp, right? And after that, we have seen all the transistors are carrying the same currents, whether M1 or M2 or M3 or M4, they are carrying the same currents, right? And we have seen the values of VSD or VSG, its value is equal to half of the power supply, that is 2 volts. Okay, and next one, coming to the small signal model of M4, before calculating the gain, we should know the parameters GM and RDS. Anyway, RDS is given and GM is given by square root of 2 ID4 into Kn, but ID4 and ID3 are same, Kn and Kp are same, and hence Kn is instead of finding K, ID, etc., GM can also be written like Kp into VSG of PMOS plus V threshold of PMOS, and if you substitute it, you will get 300 micro ampere per volt. So later you take the small signal equivalent, we can find the gain using this one. It is an active load problem based on active load circuit. This is what you can see. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this problem. Next point is, you see, what are the benefits of Unacademy Plus? So unlimited access. Yes, once you take the subscription for 3 months or 6 months or 1 year, you have the flexibility to see the videos of so many faculty members, right, well qualified educators, and you can learn so many things. It is not like attending the class for one time or two times. You have a lot of time to attend, and you need not worry about the things like you have exams or you are busy with some other activity, you are not able to attend a particular section. If you may miss the live section, again you can attend, you can have a look at the recorded version of the class that has been taken place. That's the advantage you have here. And structured live course. Yes, here as you are you are given with all the subjects, you can have a flexibility of attending the classes one by one. First basic level subject you can learn, next a subject which is an advanced version of the previous one, or a subject which requires the concepts of the previous subject you have studied. Like that you can proceed. That is that, which is not possible with offline classes. Right? And sorry. And one more advantage with online classes means offline classes, they are limited to some cities only. But throughout our country, there are so many engineering colleges, there are so many gated engineering services aspirants. And what about their situation? Right? So if you have a smartphone or laptop with internet facility, that is enough. And whenever you feel more comfortable, more confident, that time you can. Some people are interested to attend the class, read in the morning section. Some people are ready to study late nights, and whatever may be the timings of your choice, you can attend the sections and you can learn the subject. That's the advantage you have with Unacademy classes. And top educators you have. Yes, here the faculty members or the educators are having very good experience, vast experience, and very good profile, so that you can able to clarify your doubts, whatever the things you have during the doubt sections and all. Right. In offline courses, once the course is over, particular subject is over, if the faculty leaves, you may or you may not be able to reach those people. But here you can see the advantage of it. And coming to finally, the course I am handling here is keeping the upcoming GATE exam into mind. I am starting a crash course on analog electronic circuits, which is divided into 4 modules like diode applications with previous year questions, BJT, FET, and operational amplifiers. These are the 4 courses I am launching, and here first I will be doing these 2 modules parallelly. Later the remaining 2 modules I will be taking care of. And to attend my sessions on Unacademy, you can subscribe to Unacademy and use the referral code TRK10 to avail 10% discount on the courses you are ready to take. I wish you all the best. Have a great time. Thank you.